Welcome to another episode of The Daily Gem, where we bring you the most power-packed video blog for businesses anywhere on the web. From new inventions to the best innovations, we deliver you world-class content every day. The Daily Gem, helping your business shine. Now, here's your host, Josh Schreier.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Daily Gem. My name is Josh Schreier, and I want to welcome you to this episode where we're going to discuss the 5 biggest outsourcing mistakes that small business owners make. This is a critical topic because so many people make these mistakes, and it really has a negative impact on your business and your ability to be profitable. So first I want to start by telling you a story of outsourcing success that I had to just show you the value of outsourcing and how much it can mean to you. So I was doing a project with partners of mine for a large construction company in America, and we were billing the client $75 an hour for the development, and we hired a lady in India named Anita to do the development for us. And she did all the development for us for $9 an hour. So that means that we were pocketing $64 an hour for doing nothing. And I would meet with her once a week every Sunday or Monday, give her 40 hours of work to do, come back and meet with her the next week, and it was all done. And you don't know how much of a liberating feeling it is. I really feel, people can argue with me, I really feel that, well, people say it's more important to make money while you sleep, that's the best feeling. I think having all the work done for you while you do nothing is an even better, more liberating feeling. That's just my personal opinion. So that's one powerful story that I had in my life recently in the last year or two that shows how outsourcing can work and work very profitably and very effectively. But we're talking about mistakes today, so let's talk about mistakes. Number 1 is simple. People don't do it at all. So many small business entrepreneurs, so many small business owners do everything themselves, from cleaning the floors to sending out every email, to doing their own accounting, to fixing everything in the office. Everything they do themselves. Either they think they can do it better themselves or they're trying to save money. Now, let me ask you a question though. That when you went to college, many of you went to college, and you didn't mind spending $75,000, $100,000 on your college education, but when it comes to your business, we're trying to cut corners at every level? That doesn't make any sense. But that's the mentality of the culture. College is important and worth spending money on, and business is something that you try to cut corners until you find the cheapest way to do things. But that's not all, like in reality, in everything in life, what you get, what you spend. If you spend nothing, you get nothing. So the number one mistake is, I feel, not starting at all. Not having tasks delegated. The advantage of outsourcing that most people don't realize is you do it without a contract. These people are not hired employees. There's no taxes, no W-2s, W-4s, no W's at all. No obligated hours. You can use them for an hour this week and 20 hours next week, and you just pay by the hour as you go. And it's I feel, one of the most amazing concepts that exist in the world today in terms of business to get things done at the cheapest price. Even though I just talked about not going for cheap. But again, we're talking about high quality, where their lifestyle in these countries is extremely valuable for their $5, $10 an hour they're getting. Number 2, after not starting at all, is something that's called out-tasking. The number one way you're supposed to outsource, not out-task. What's out-tasking? Out-tasking is you have a task to get done, and you decided to have someone do it. You spend the time interviewing outsourcers, you find the right person, you hire them, they do the work, and they're gone. And now when that task comes again, next week or next month, you're forced to do it again. And what a waste of time and effort. Because you should have the person on your staff as much as you can. In my respect, what I do to not avoid out-tasking, I have all my people on Skype. That you can look at my Skype. It's 80% of my outsourcers. Very few of my actual contacts are friends of mine. Almost all my Skype contacts are my outsourcers in different countries. And that's the amazing thing. You can literally just Skype them whenever you want. They're almost available 24/7, most of these people. And they just do things for you at a fraction of the cost. They're extremely polite. They're a pleasure to work with. And it's a wonderment to me that so many people don't use this. So that's out-tasking. Not having clear who you're using all the time and always looking for new people. That is a tremendous waste of time, and one of the things that discourages most people from doing outsourcing in the first place, because they say, oh, this is a waste of time. It's only a waste of time if you don't have people. Once you have a good job, they have a rapport with them, you can hire them again 2, 3 weeks later, a month later, a year later. I've had people I didn't hire for a year, and I came back to them on Skype, and they said, oh, I'm willing to work with you. I love working with you. So that's all that takes. Number 3, I believe, not having clear goals. Many times we schedule a project and we don't know what we want. I want a website, but I don't know what the website's supposed to look like. I want a marketing campaign, but I don't know what the marketing campaign is supposed to target. That if you don't have clear goals, how do you expect your outsourcer who's taking instructions to have clear understanding of what your project is? This is very, very common, especially for small business people, to have an idea what they want, but not enough details to give it over to a third party, or in this case, a second party, in a way that they can actually get it done effectively. This is a crucial error that, again, causes a lot of people to do this, fail, and then stop outsourcing, and then back to doing everything yourself. It's an evil cycle. Number 4, in the same line of number 3, not giving clear instructions. So many people, either they give too many instructions and they give 100 things to do instead of 2 at a time, because they're not patient enough to give 2 at a time. But many times, if you'll give 3, 4, 5 instructions instead of 30, while it takes more time on your part, it gets things done faster, and gradually you build up where you can give them more instructions and just trust them. But in the beginning, for sure, of a relationship, give very few tasks, very delineated exactly what needs to get done, and you'll have a much more effective relationship. And finally, number 5, you have to have a small test job first before you can hire people. You have to sometimes give 2 or 3 people a test and see who follows instructions the best, who meets their deadline the best. All of these things are very, very important when deciding who to hire. And you can't just hire someone because they're the cheapest or someone because they look the best. You have to give them a test project, be able to have the patience, again, to do the test project, which might take a couple of days, and do 2 or 3 people with that test. Again, all this requires more detail, each one of these things, and really it's an own video in themselves, each of these things. And maybe at some point we'll do an individual video on each of these 5 things, because I think it's that important. But now we're just trying to summarize right now. So that's it, really, for the summary. Like, there are 5 things, again. Not doing it at all, a terrible mistake. Out-tasking, not outsourcing. Not hiring the same person every time, but looking for new people every time, which, again, discourages people. Not having clear goals as the project manager, because I've heard a great line, most business people are bad project managers managing projects. So you don't want to be in such a situation. If you want to be a project manager, you have to know what the project entails exactly, so you can give it over to someone who doesn't know anything about your business or what you want or what's in your head. Number 4, in the same line, not giving clear instructions. That you're muddled, or your instructions are vague, or they're unclear, and therefore it leads to confusion. And a lot of times the outsourcers don't want to say they don't know, and so they spend the time, and come back with mistakes. And now you're doing double the work. And again, that discourages people from doing this again. And finally, you have to give a small test job first before you hire someone the first time. A small job, you probably have to pay for it also, for sure. You know, it might cost you $10, $15 for each of these 3 people a piece to test them. But you might be investing hundreds of thousands of dollars with these people in the future, so it's worthwhile for the investment in the relationship. And like I promised in my last video, I want to share with you in the description on YouTube and under my blog, under the video, you'll see a link to all of my outsourcers with their information, how you can contact them. And I highly recommend every single person on this that I'm putting down there. Anyone I work with who I did have a good relationship with, obviously I'm not going down there. And again, I get no commissions from this. I get no kickbacks from this. I'm just recommending you people who I like, who I did business with, who I think are very, very good. So that does it for today's episode. We'll see you on our next episode of The Daily Gem. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.